Well, good afternoon, my friends. My absent friends from yesterday. Good to see Graxy and Batman. Welcome to SFS Gaming, where we are streaming for Sammy and I'm Buck. And yeah, we got lots going on. Today we are going to we got Cosmic Crucible, we got Battleworld, and then I'm gonna make another run at the Shadow King event to see if I can't eke out a little bit better. Buck, there's a sim. Okay, what kind of sim? Oh, nice. That's awesome. That's good. Good for them. Good for them. That's an outstanding that's an outstanding quality of life change. Just saying hello and dipping as I'm watching some TV again, and my phone is you cracked the screen. Oh, that sucks, Grax. That's the fucking worst. At least I'm sure it's the same in England, but here in the States, like if you break a phone screen, you can get it fixed pretty easily, but it's also not cheap. So, thank God for like Apple Care, I guess. Even though that's not cheap either, but hey, we have insurance on everything else. You damn right we're having it on our $1,000 phones. But no, that's cool that they're doing that sim for the bonus tiers of the ships. That's another thing that's probably long overdue. Um, so anyway, we won our first round yesterday. It went very well. Well, we're actually kind of looking at the same sort of thing today. Team setup wise. So wow, Super Scroll with Annihilators is interesting. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, dude. No, perfect. Yeah, good excuse to upgrade. Absolutely. But yeah, take it easy, man. Take it easy. All right. So we got about an hour that we're killing today. Are you good at chess? I used to play chess a lot. I haven't played chess uh much in a long time, but I used to be pretty good. Okay. So what we did yesterday to handle a Mephisto team was we threw our own with Super Scroll and Hive Mind, and it worked out pretty freaking well. Um, oh well, there's plenty of places to play it without betting. Um, Back in my 20s, you used to be able to pay for money or play for money over the internet against other people, and like you could play like Texas Hold'em and all that for like like cheap. Like you would it would take like $1 to get into the tournament or whatever, and you'd get so many chips, and there was like 40 or something people in the tournaments. Um, and then there was like free tournaments, and you could actually like you could win money from those free tournaments. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. But yeah, like it was one of those things that it could be just a horribly dangerous thing to participate in. Um, Yeah, it's very easy in an online setting when it's just you're entering a credit card or whatever to deposit money, um, to get yourself in a sticky situation financially because it's not real. It's like, oh, this is just going on the credit card. It's fine. But yeah, I can't remember the name of the website that I used to play on. Um, I would play. I'm not going to say nightly, but I would play pretty freaking often. Um, and I would do okay. But yeah, like I used to, and casinos are very common where I'm from. I used to play blackjack every so often. Um, but blackjack is it's it's a 50-50 game. The house has as much of a chance to lose as you do. Um, I know it doesn't always feel that way, but it's the best odds. So I keep seeing these ads for this new MetaQuest Batman Arkham Shadow game. I've never really been tempted to get VR. I haven't played around with it or tried it, but every time I see that, and because I love the Arkham games so damn much, I really kind of want to try it out. Um, but yeah, do betting like in the United States, depending on what state you live in, you can actually have access to a full virtual casino. And I mean a full virtual casino. So you could literally have yourself a it's like betmgm.com. So you can play the whole game. You can play slot machines and all of it for real money. It's very, 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 very dangerous in my opinion. It's quite a thing. Boom. Dang, he bled out fast. Yeah, dude, you can find poker and blackjack very, very easily, for free, just to play around with. I mean, hell, you could play GTA Online and go to the Diamond Casino and play blackjack and poker if you're so inclined. Okay. So I haven't had to fight an astral team yet. So let's see. Oh shit! I picked Silver Surfer. Ha 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 ha! I fucked up. We'll see. Maybe this will work out anyways. But yeah, I grabbed the wrong guy instead of Sasquatch. All right. Well, since I picked the wrong guy, let's go ahead and back it out, and we'll run them again. Oh no, I just forgot to remove Sasquatch. Apparently. Well, he was here yesterday. I think him and Sopper, maybe. I can't remember. Okay. A hot woman, you say? Well, good for you, my friend. Wow. So yeah, Astral's a little more solid than I thought they would be. Dude, actually, it's funny you bring that up. My wife likes watching this YouTube series called Hollywood Graveyard, and she had one playing when I came to bed last night, and it was like a series of unusual graves. Usually they just go to like cemeteries in California or whatever, or New York, and find movie stars, actors, things like that. Um, but the one that they were doing when I came to bed was like the graves of like chocolatiers and candy makers and stuff like that. So they did like Ghirardelli's chocolate in San Francisco. Um, they did the Hershey's, and then they did the grave of the guy that like invented Oreos at Nabisco, and then they did the Reese guy. Um, and it was funny. The guy hosting the show, doing the narration, he's like, "And these are my personal kryptonite." Um, and he's talking Reese peanut butter cups because they're absolutely my personal kryptonite too. Um, somebody once asked me how many Reese's are enough, and I was like, all of them. You could hand me a bag of Reese peanut butter cups of any size, and they're gonna be gone. No, 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 no. No, he literally invented Oreos for Nabisco. Hydrox is its own brand, but this guy, I can't remember his name. He literally invented the cookie. Yeah, I, I think Hydrox are still out there somewhere, maybe, or maybe they've been gone for a little bit. But um, yeah, I've never had one. I've never had one. I am an Oreo guy. Double stuffed Oreos. Anything else is just not acceptable. Dude, you had my attention at the first buck. What size? Like, how big are the cups? Oh, that's actually a pretty good deal. What did we buy? So there's a store run by the Mennonites. Uh, 10-15 minutes away from me, like out in the country. And they were selling Reese peanut butter footballs because they do seasonal ones, pumpkins, Easter eggs, Christmas trees, and whatnot. But apparently they also do footballs, and they were selling 5 pound bags of them, 5 pound bags for, was it $20 a bag, or just, it was something ridiculously low because my wife bought two of them. So we had 10 pounds of Reese peanut butter footballs here at the house for quite a long time. It was insane. They lasted us months, and Sam loves them as much as I do. And it was months and months, and it was insane. It was just, yeah, it was nuts. We have like a little pantry shelf off to the side, and yeah, the two bags took up most of the top shelf. Like we were stacking stuff on top of them. It was pretty crazy. Actually, the so one of the other graves that they did on this show that my wife really likes watching, um, they're called recipe graves. So they're apparently some people, will take a recipe like a family recipe or whatever that's been in their family forever, and they'll have it engraved on their tombstone. And there's people who like they will just like, oh shit, they will, like, people have made cookbooks out of these tombstone recipes or gravestone recipes. Um, and there was a recipe for fudge that they had on the one that, holy crap, I should have kept better track of it and like written it down or something to make it, because man, oh man, it seemed pretty awesome. Hmm. All right. Well, apparently Astral sucks against Orcus. Okay. We'll see if Superior Six can get a foothold now that they've got a stack of exhaustion on them. But yeah, there was a fudge recipe that just looked amazing. And I'm not much of a baker, but my wife is amazing at it. So it would be one of those things where it's like we would hopefully be able to accomplish it as a team. Um, All right, all right. Well, we still got a chance to full clear. Okay. We have our Battleworld assignments out, which is outstanding. Okay, what am I going to do here? Well, damn, this hodgepodge team kind of worked okay. Well, not really hodgepodge, I guess. Quicksilver's kind of the only odd man out in this group, but all right, full clear. And now it's time for Battle World. And then yeah, we're just gonna launch into another attempt at the Shadow King to try to get a little higher. And if we can pull it off, fantastic. If we they full cleared the crap out of me, so they win this one. All right, well, it's how she goes sometimes, my friends. And new battle pass or strike pass, battle pass. If you haven't seen it, is featuring Omega Sentinels. So, very very key member to the Orcus raid team. These passes are always good. Um, the $20, yeah, it's $20, but it's your best source for the dark promotion credits. Like, you'll get a ton of them. And we've got what, 35. Oh, and there's snow globes, I think, in this as well. Yeah, there's a ton of snow globes for the new event. Lots of gold training material. Oh, there's Ares shards as well. um I didn't see those Ares shards when I looked through. It's mostly Omega Sentinel, but I mean, it's you'll be able to, if you haven't unlocked her or you're trying to get her to higher stars, this will get you through the first couple of star ranks pretty easily. And she's awesome. She's awesome. Orc is on top of being a great raid team, is a hard counter to the Extreme X-Men and almost any other mutant heavy team they'll have a good time on. So definitely worth investing in. And then here are rewards from yesterday's Battle World. All right. Oh, and Alliance War just started. Go in and do some boosting real quick on my defenses, and then we'll hit Battle World. And then we'll see. I'm just going to launch, and we'll see if my Captain Britain can get me past that second node. We might be in business. If not, I'm not going to be too upset, because now with this new event, the Christmas event that's going on, um, oh, and we're back in the ads. Where do we need to go? Sorry, the ads are like 10 seconds from being over. So we'll be out of this in just a moment. There we go. We're back. Okay, so the new Snow Globe store is up for the next 40 days. It started yesterday. So if you can't go very far in the Shadow King event, this Astral Force that you need to unlock more of his red stars, it's expensive, but there's a lot of snow globes to be had. Why did Siri come up? Man-Thing diamonds are in here too. There's also a Best of 2024 diamond orb that's very expensive. It looks like what your best chance for getting anything is you're probably going to get a 1 diamond for this new character that's coming out for the new better A-Force team or whatever the hell it's called, with Miss Marvel and all that. But yeah, so if we don't get very far, this Astral Force being in the store for the next month would be fantastic. And then the Turkey store, we still have 13 days on it, but I don't think there's going to be turkeys except for whatever you pay with in gold, which isn't a big deal because, well, it is kind of a big deal, but this event runs almost purely on the amount of gold you spend. Shadow fragments and gold. So, if you're, buying the turkeys, you'll make progress on this. There's lots of other stuff in here. This is a pretty good event, but I mean, you look at these guys that have spent $1 billion, have $1 billion points already. Like, this is just nuts. So, rewards wise through the rankings, there's diamonds up for grabs for the top 1,000. Where the hell am I in this? Find me. Yeah, I'm 20,000 with 28 million points. So it's going to be expensive for a normal player to try to be competitive. And the last thing you want to do is run yourself out of gold on top of it all. So, but they are doing some great stuff, and there's obviously a lot of free things that you can get without spending any money, snow globe wise and turkey wise still. So it's definitely worth doing. It's completely worthwhile. But anyways, let's get to Battleworld here and get our stuff placed. Characters. Okay, wow, we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 8. It looks like. So let's hop in here and get this done real quick. Ooh, a lot of characters. A lot of characters going here into 8. So let's see. I've got Guardian, Namor and Deadpool. And then 5, we have ourselves a little bit of Ares. Confirmed. In 4, we've got Dr. Doom. 3, we have ourselves a little bit of Black Bolt. 2. Was that? Hold on. Okay. Oh, sorry. And then Captain Britain. Okay. So, and then we'll fill in with leftovers after we're done here. Bonus for Cabal. So we already got rid of Namor. Hold on, let's take a look at the other. the other zones real quick. Mutant, Alpha Flight, okay. That's Mercenaries, excellent. And then, okay, not a big deal. Sure. This shouldn't be too much of a thing. Sapa, what's going on, my friend? Oh, no problem, buddy. No problem. So I think I realized what you were talking about yesterday with everybody getting the max rewards. It was that triple diamond for Emma, wasn't it? Is that what you meant? Because yeah, I saw that I had that, but like, there's Hap. Hap Batman was crying about you not being here like 20 minutes ago, and now you're here, so it's good to see you. Yeah, I mean, not that I'm going to be able to unlock those triple diamonds anytime soon, but oh, what were you watching? No, Star Trek. I didn't get a chance to really sit down in front of the television today. Um, so I did not get to start Star Trek yet, but I'm gonna power through the whole season. Friday, maybe Thursday, maybe Thursday. Because Friday's going to be a pretty busy day with there's a lot of games and things like that being released on Thursday, so I'm going to be kind of tied up um, doing a bunch of stuff related to that. Like I'm planning on streaming the. I think we get the new Indiana Jones game on Friday, so I'm planning on streaming that just from my Xbox, um, and then coming on for Battleworld and all that other stuff later on here. But yeah, I'm going to be streaming that on Friday, and the new Zombies map comes out on Call of Duty. We get like the mid-season release, the reloaded thing. Oh, you rewatched Gladiator. I started watching that the other day, and then Sammy got home and decided to turn it off. Um, but yeah, I remember I saw that in the theater. Shit, 3 times at least back in the day. Yeah, what a fucking remarkable movie. I don't know if I'm gonna get to the theater to see the second one. Um, I want to because if it's anything like the first, I think you would want the big screen to kind of get the full spectacle out of it. Yeah, and Skeleton Crew. We want to watch that too because like the description I've been seeing is it's the Goonies meets Star Wars, and I love the Goonies and I love Star Wars, obviously. So we're so I've got a hockey game tonight at 7, so I can't watch the first 2 episodes tonight. And then I think we're going to try to take Sam to Moana 2 again tomorrow night. And then I've got a hockey game Thursday. So I think Skeleton Crew is going to be our Friday night viewing party. But I've heard nothing but good. I've heard nothing but good. So like almost the exact opposite of like the Acolyte. I mean, I hate to bring up the Acolyte as like the comparison to, but I mean the Acolyte was the low point. Has been the low point in Star Wars, you know. I didn't hate the Book of Boba Fett. I enjoyed it a decent amount, but it wasn't the best thing they've ever done, and I do hope they do another season. But you know, the Acolyte kind of ended up making the Book of Boba Fett look like Citizen Kane. I mean, I have that debate too with certain things, but then if something cool happens, I kind of want to experience it with everybody else. Like I hate having shit spoiled for me. I really really hate having shit spoiled for me. So it's kind of where I'm leaning to watching them as they come out. And they're not a long watch. They're 30, 40, 35, 40 minutes or whatever. So it shouldn't take up a whole lot of time. Like for us, it'll be something we throw on during dinner or whatever. We usually have something playing in the background while we're watching or while we're eating dinner or whatever. Yeah, I've done that with a lot of shows. Unless like so like Mandalorian season 2, like the final episode where spoiler alert when Luke shows up. Normally on another show, like I watched it week to week to week to week, and then would have gone back and binged it. But I just went back and binged that final episode so many freaking times just because I was blown away by how they handled it. Um, so I'm just hoping I enjoy it. I just hope it's fun, and well made, and it looks like it is. And like I have no problems with child heavy shows or child dominated shows or whatever, however you want to put it. There's Jude Law and then there's a bunch of kids. Wait, not Jude Law. Or is it Jude Law? Is it Jude Law? Yeah, it's Jude Law, right? He's the lead. I can't believe I have to look. Yeah, he's awesome. He's an awesome actor. Um, I want to watch Penguin also. Now that one I will probably binge, but um, any show that gives a lot of people are like, dude, it's The Sopranos just in the Batman universe. I'm like, okay, tell me less. Tell me less. That's all. You sold me with that description. Sopranos in the Batman universe. Sold. Sold. And I mean, I still get stunned by the fact that that's Colin Farrell. I mean, just such a complete transformation. It's pretty amazing stuff. Yeah, I have a feeling that it's You know, you guys might be too young to remember, but there was a moment in time 15 years ago when Colin Farrell was not highly regarded. Um, like at all, not highly regarded. Okay, so what do we need to try to eke out more? Yeah, let's just try it like this. We'll see. We'll just see how well we do. So just remind myself. Yeah, it was so. Actually, it's probably more than 15 years ago, and I'm just. So about 20 years ago, he had just. Well, no, he was pretty fresh to acting 20 years ago. So let's just say 15 years ago. He was just, like he'd made Alexander. It was the aftermath of Alexander. He had kind of like a fall off period where, because that movie was pretty controversial and, there was a lot of like, you either loved it or you hated it. And it seemed like a lot more people skewed in the hate direction than the love it direction. Um, for what, even though he wasn't the director, he wasn't the writer, he was just the guy acting in it. He just, he took a lot of shit, and and then he had some other movies after that were, I mean, I'm not going to say bad movies, but just odd choices. Sometimes when actors try to go the artistic route, it doesn't always pan out for them, and he kind of did some of those, kind of different, smaller, more artistic roles. Um, But yeah, there was a moment there where it looked like he might go away. But I'm glad to see he's still around. I've enjoyed most things that I've seen him in. But yeah, I went and saw Alexander in the theater, which it came out like after Troy. Have you ever seen Troy? Brad Pitt, Eric Bana, Peter O'Toole, Brian Cox, just like Sean Bean, just a shit ton of amazing actors. Eric Bana, people have mixed opinions on as well, but it came out like a year and a half after Troy, which that's one of my favorite movies. Absolutely love that movie. So I think a lot of people were expecting it to be kind of an epic on that scale when and it turned out not really to be that at all. Um, yeah, no, I don't put Alexander on Colin Farrell. I mean, that was an Oliver Stone movie, right? Is it like when is Oliver Stone missed? His movies are typically solid. I mean, his movies are typically beyond solid. His movies are typically kind of masterpieces. Um, but yeah, just for whatever reason, Troy is one of those movies where I actually prefer the original cut because there's an extended director's cut that I own, and I prefer the original version over the director's cut. I mean, so like Troy kind of did with the Iliad what Michael Bay tried to do with the Transformers. Is like, how would this actually look in the real world? Like, and I appreciate the attempt. And speaking of attempts, we just got our ass handed to us. We'll run it back one more time, but yeah, no, the movie was great, but I enjoyed kind of the like if this really happened, in reality, how would it have probably looked? And I think it was, and that was the intent to like, how do you either make the movie completely fantastic with all the mythology and the gods choosing sides with the armies and helping them out, or you don't, or you go the other direction and ground it with just a little bit of mythology. So it was grounded more in the reality with just a little bit of the mythology, and I thought it worked. And I thought the fight scenes, the battles, the choreography was all just very, very well done. Um, and the writing was good, the acting was good. I thought I and I people for whatever reason also back then it was not very well loved by the critics, but it was enjoyed by the audiences. Um, there's a part of me that wonders if there wasn't a little bit of like the Lord of the Rings was being freshly released into the theaters at that time. Um, we were I think we were I think that movie came out on the heels of The Two Towers and before Return of the King. So like the sweeping epic movie was kind of being done at that moment in time, and at very high budget and very high quality. Not that Troy wasn't high budget or high quality, but yeah, I don't like critics that much either. Um, 'Cause, I mean, and critics, you look at critics, you look at the Acolyte. The audiences absolutely hated it. The critics absolutely loved it. You have to ask yourself, where is the disconnect? Where is the disconnect? Because clearly there is one. It's either the critic industry is just nothing but paid shills, or they're out of touch. It's one of the two, or it could even be both. Um, yeah, I mean, absolutely. There are movies that I watched that I admit are very good movies, and TV shows too, but they're not for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the audience. I'm not the subject matter, whatever you want to call it, is just not my thing. And but I could acknowledge the quality of it while at the same time being like, it's fine. It's a great movie, but I'm not gonna. It's just not for me. I mean, there's nothing wrong with saying something is or isn't for you or for anybody else. There's nothing wrong with that. Um, and we're back in ads. Yeah, the leader, or as Sopper fondly refers to him, Megamind. Yeah, that's a comic accurate look. There was a rumor that in the upcoming Captain America movie, leader is who Giancarlo Esposito was going to be playing. Um, which I mean, he's never the bad choice for any role. Well, okay, for most any role. I'm not saying cast him as the lead in the biopic of the Marilyn Monroe biofilm, but you know, he plays a wonderful villain. I mean, he plays a wonderful everything, but it's like Kevin Smith used to have this old joke where he said he would cast Ben Affleck in anything. Like if he was going to remake Jaws, he would cast Ben as the shark. Um, but that's kind of how I feel about Giancarlo Esposito. Like he's never I've never seen him in anything that I've hated. And I've never seen him in a role where I was just like, ew. He's one of those guys. He's just one of those guys that just crushes it. No matter what, even if the project itself is horrible, he knocks it out of the fucking park. I mean, unfortunately, he didn't really get his flowers until Breaking Bad. Like he was always working. He's in a ton of things. Um, yeah, it wasn't really until Breaking Bad where he was Gus that like attention, like he really started getting the attention he probably should have been getting his whole career. Um, yeah, I mean, he's been acting since late '80s, early '90s. I would need to check. I would need to check because I'm remembering he was in a Spike Lee movie. I can't remember how old I was when it came out. But I think that's the first thing I saw him in was in the Spike Lee movie. Like I said, late '80s, early '90s. He's also. I had a friend who met him at a con, and of course he's at a con, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. I've seen plenty of actors at cons who were assholes. Um, I have. Did they release the first 8 minutes of Craven? Because I mean, I haven't seen it, but I've seen every single trailer, and I'll have to go and look for that because I think the movie looks good. Um, and Aaron Taylor Johnson is, I mean, just holy shit. You want to talk about just a guy who is never fucking bad, even if the movie isn't good. Like that guy is just he's just something else. A great actor. They did a movie. Oh, you thought so too? Oh, really? Okay. I don't know. I thought the trailers made it look good, but Sony has not really been doing a good job with movies. They got Captain Britain. Fuck. We were very close. Mm. Yeah, I don't know. Looks like I might have to get the. Looks like I might have to get the stuff from the stores because I mean I could go down one difficulty level and probably squeak out whatever that milestone reward is. Oh wait, it was right up top, wasn't it? Like I could probably squeak out get that extra, million and a half to get those 30 to save myself some money. I really need these though. I really need these Astral Energy because I'm trying to get him to frickin' Gear 19. Um, really, that's too bad because like the first Venom movie was good. The second one was not that great, and I've heard the third one is the worst of them all. Which again, this is just what I've heard. I can't confirm because I haven't seen it yet. But yeah, Sony has just not been doing good with the superhero movies, and it's at the point. I think they need to sell it all back to Marvel. Madam Web, I heard, was horrible. Although I heard it's not as bad as maybe people made it out to be. Like it's better than some people online were saying it was, but it's still not great. I know I watched one trailer for Madam Web and was just like, who wrote this? Like Dakota Johnson was talking, and they're like, well, what do we call you? And she's like, call me Madam Web. And it's like, why Madam? Like, where does the Madam part come from? Are you running a brothel? Like, what's happening here? Madam Web, if you've seen it, you're saying Madam Web is not a good. Okay. Oh, dude, do you know how much I fucking love Borderlands? I love that video game series so much. It's got some of my favorite characters of all time from video games. And was so excited that they were taking a crack at it. And then just heartbroken when they shit the bed. When I heard how just abysmal it was. Because there is a way to do video game movies well. There is a way to do it. It's hard, but there is a way to do it. But God, they should have made it an animated movie, to be honest with you. Like you look at the Super Mario movie. What a great fucking movie that was. What a great movie the Super Mario Brothers movie, the animated one that just came out was. Well, not just came out, but it's not that old. I'm not talking about the original live action one. But yeah, Super Mario Brothers was great. Look at Cyberpunk Edgerunners on Netflix. And if you've never played Cyberpunk, whatever, that show was actually, I think, responsible for a huge jump in people picking up that video game and trying it, because it started when it launched. It was very, very rough. But then they've by now it's completely fixed and redeemed 1,000,000,000%. And it's got one of the best DLCs. The Phantom Liberty is one of the best DLC storylines I've ever played. But yeah, the Edgerunner anime was fantastic. I think you have to do video game stuff animated. I think it's the only way to do it properly. I think it's just hard to pull off, and especially with Borderlands, is the animation style in the game is cel shaded, so it's already a specific style of drawing that they pull off very well, and the characters all look great. But like Arcane is awesome as well. But how do you how do you translate something that's a cel-shaded animation video game to live action? Because the look of the game is part of the game. You need to capture all of it. And also Borderlands is just ridiculous and zany. And are you going to, you have to go for it. And I don't know that the live action movie went for the ridiculous, over the top, zany, go for it thing that maybe they should have. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I don't even know if I can bring myself to watch it. But beside the fact that the movie is abysmal, Borderlands 4 is on the way. We do have a new game coming. Borderlands 3, I think, is actually kind of the low point of the series, in all honesty, in my opinion. Tiny Tina's Wonderland was so much fun. Yeah, I don't think I could bring myself to watch it. It's like watching the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight. I'm old enough to where I watched Mike Tyson in his prime. I was a kid when I was playing Mike Tyson's Punch Out, and Mike Tyson was just the baddest man on the planet. And then you watch him in the ring in this Netflix Jake Paul debacle, and it's just sad. And that's kind of how I would feel if they took Borderlands and they made it just dog shit. It would just make me sad. It would just make me sad, and I don't want to go through that. Now, there's been rumors for years and years and years and years now that we are going to be getting a movie adaptation of it's in my top 5 for sure, video games of all time, and that's BioShock. Which I want them to do it needs to be good. If they make BioShock and it's dog shit, I'm going to burn something down. Not anything, not public property or anything, but I will just be so fucking pissed if they actually make it and it turns out to be horrible. I'm just going to be angry as fuck. Because first of all, it's been like what, 11, 12 years. Burn the ticket for it. We don't get physical tickets for it. But yeah, that's just, if they make that into a movie and then they shit the bed on it, I'm just gonna be pissed. I'm just gonna be really pissed because it's been forever since we've gotten a new or a BioShock game. I don't even know if there's one in development. But there better be. It's been long enough, It's just, I don't like it when they ruin properties with half-ass adaptations. Infinite was the last one, yeah. Which, I mean, was completely different because, spoiler alert, you weren't in Rapture, you were in a different period of time, in a different location, although it all kind of ties together because it's all kind of a multiverse thing. And the DLCs did take you to Rapture. But yeah, Infinite was the last one. And again, totally, it was BioShock without feeling like a carbon copy of the first two. And I liked it. It's just, I don't know that they did themselves any favors by more or less destroying Rapture more and more over the course of the first two games. I like the story in the first one. I like the gameplay in the second one. Because the thing about the first one that bugged me was how you could only have either a plasmid or a weapon. I liked how they gave you the ability to use both simultaneously in the second one. But yeah, the first one is just a masterpiece of a game. Just an absolute masterpiece of a game. The second one's great too. The second one's fantastic as well. But I wish they would have made a BioShock game set in Rapture that combined, the amazing story of the first one with the gameplay of the second one. Would you, dude? Yeah, you want to talk about twists? That was one of the biggest mindfuck twists I have ever experienced in a video game. And me and my little sister, both loved it quite a bit. So when they came out with the Funko Pops, she bought me the Big Daddy because I'm a big brother protector guy, and I bought her the little sister. So I have my Big Daddy, and she has her little sister. So yeah, BioShock means a lot to me and my family. And I hope there's another one coming. I bought the remasters because I'm like, if they need money to make the new games, I'm gonna keep supporting it. Yeah, I really need another BioShock game. Yeah, she's my little sister. So she got the little sister. We were talking about doing like a costume, like finding somebody who could make me a Big Daddy costume, and then she would dress as a little sister for like a Halloween party. This was a long time ago. Back when, I cared about that sort of shit. And before we were parents, and now the costumes are, our kids better have good costumes, and who gives a shit about us sort of things. But yeah, this is actually a pretty big week in video games. That Marvel Rivals game, I think, comes out this week. I think Path of the Exile 2 comes out this week. The new Call of Duty stuff comes out this week, and Indiana Jones comes out this week. Huge busy week in video games, but I'll be doing Indiana Jones on Friday, I believe it is when it'll be available. And then hopefully I'll be able to mix in some Stalker too. Because every time I've tried to play it, I've had a massive update, and it's just like, okay, well, I'll go and do something else, and then I just never circle back around to it. But yeah, dude, I really hope if they do a BioShock movie, they get it off the ground. And I wouldn't even bother me if they made it like if they took like a horror bent on it, you know, because there's a lot of that shit is kind of crazy. So they could definitely go, you know, like a horror route, sci-fi horror-y, you know, aliens type feel, and be fine with it. But yeah, I hope it happens, and I hope it's good. If it's, you know, like I said, I'll be very upset if they do make it and it turns out to be dog shit. It would upset me quite a bit. Oh, AC Odyssey. It's AC Odyssey is good. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I enjoyed it more than Valhalla. I don't know why I didn't enjoy Valhalla quite as much as I thought I would. It's better than Valhalla. I mean, God, though, AC Origins to me is still kind of the high point of the new generation of the games. One, I thought the setting of ancient Egypt was amazing, and my wife is absolutely obsessed with ancient Egypt, so she just loved it, and she loved that they put in that explorer mode where you could like treat the game as an educational tool and learn about the pyramids and, you know, and all the other stuff. Yeah, I thought Origins was great. Bayek was amazing, just an absolute awesome protagonist. And I know a lot of people are all about Enzio. I like Altair and Bayek more than I like Enzo. Like, I don't know why. It's just how I feel. You know, I don't think there's a right or wrong, but yeah, Odyssey is a great game. I mean, and Valhalla is a good game. Don't get me wrong. It's just out of all, and I haven't touched the new one yet. I haven't touched the new one yet, but I will at some point. Definitely snag it. But I mean, I liked 3 quite a bit too. And Black Flag, dude. Don't get me going with Black Flag. Black Flag, I played the ever loving shit out of. But I mean, any game where you get to sail around on a ship and have your guys sing sea shanties over and over again, and then you can just, you know, randomly blow up shit and just kill shit. How do you not like that? How do you not like being a pirate? How do you not like being a pirate? You're the only person that doesn't care about Black Flag. Well, I mean, it's one of those things where it's, you know, that's definitely a preference, and 100% entitled to that preference. I think Black Flag. Honest to God, I think if the ship stuff hadn't been done quite as well and there weren't the sea shanties, I don't think people would like it as much. That's just my honest opinion. I really think that. It's, you know, if because the ocean stuff, this ship sailing, the ship combat was all very well done. And yeah, but again, I don't think if the sea shanties weren't in the game, if that stuff wasn't so well done, I don't think people would care as much. But yeah. I mean, oh, I mean, you missed some cool stuff. There is some really cool stuff in Black Flag. There really is. It's and yeah, again, preference. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fairly well done. Yeah, I mean, dude, and I trust me, I have plenty of games like that where everybody's like, it's amazing. Like, okay, I'm probably gonna get a little bit of hate for this, but I can deal with it because I've been dealing with it forever. Um, I don't get The Last of Us. I don't get the blind love for the game. Is it a great game? 100%. Did I buy a PlayStation 3 just to play the first one? 100%. Did I enjoy the shit out of it when I played it the first time? 100%. Did I get bored 20% into it when I tried my next replay? Yes. Did I Did I struggle through till about the halfway point in the game and just decided I couldn't do it anymore? Yes, that's what happened. I played it the first time, enjoyed everything when it was fresh and new, and then after I knew everything that was happening and everything that was coming, I was just like, I couldn't care less, and it's not the greatest video game of all time. It's just not. It's fine. It's fine. I think BioShock is a better game. I think BioShock's a better series. But that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. And you don't have to agree with it. You can hate on me for that opinion if you want, but I think it's a little overhyped and I think it's a little overrated. That's just my opinion. But they got my money and they got my time. I did a playthrough and then I tried another one. It's just for me after there was nothing really much that was going to change. I knew everything that was coming. I knew all the encounters. I just, it is what it is. It is what it is. But, some people, that's their favorite game, and that's fantastic. And your favorite game is a personal thing, and there's no right or wrong to a favorite game. Just like there's no right or wrong to favorite music, favorite movies, whatever. The worst movie in the world is somebody's favorite movie. And whatever you think the worst movie in the world, other people think a different movie is the worst ever made. So, everybody's... it's all a matter of taste. It's all a matter of personal preference and opinion. Just the same as the best is all subjective and personal opinion. There's never going to be a consensus on most things. You can look at athletes and say that they were the best of all time and whatever. And in some cases it holds up in games that don't really change or evolve, that are kind of static. Like you can look at Wayne Gretzky and say he was the best hockey player that ever lived. And probably consensus wise say yes. And, people, you can look at like Sugar Ray Robinson, best boxer that ever lived. And then, with boxing, they break it down after that to weight classes. But yeah, like Sugar Ray Robinson is considered to be the pound for pound best fighter who's ever lived. And then like, when you break it down to weight classes, some people will say Muhammad Ali is the greatest heavyweight that ever lived, and some people will say he's the greatest boxer that ever lived. But I will go on record, there's video of Muhammad Ali saying, I think I'm the greatest heavyweight that's ever lived, but pound for pound, the best boxer that's ever lived was Sugar Ray Robinson. And you can go down that rabbit hole if you want to, but, and then experts will agree and experts will come up with things, but guitar players. Somebody asked Eric Clapton one time what it felt like to be the greatest guitar player who ever lived, and he said, you're going to have to ask Prince because he is the greatest who's ever lived, which is wild, but Eric Clapton said that. So how much weight does that carry, All right. I don't know how I feel about this more frequent but shorter ad thing. That I'm trying out, because I'm trying to find the sweet spot with the ads, because we have to run the ads. So it's either I do less frequent but longer, to where we're in ads for like 3 minutes every half an hour or so, or we do these shorter ones where we're hopefully in and out of them pretty quick. I don't know. There's got to be a sweet spot, but yeah, I got to get out of here. Is it cold, honey? We're under a wind warning, by the way. Yeah, they're annoying either way. I mean, it's honest to God, I think it's Twitch's way of saying, hey, just subscribe. Just become a Twitch Prime member. Because you don't make money off of ads. I don't make money off of ads unless I have a shit ton of people watching me. And, I don't know that I'm ever going to have a shit ton of people watching me. But yeah, I think that's why they keep ramping up the ad thing, because they're trying to skew more and more people to subscribing to get away from ads. I mean, and it's an effective model. Nobody likes watching ads on Netflix or Amazon or HBO or any of those other things. So you always go for the more expensive option to avoid ads. I know I do. If I wanted to watch commercials, I'd watch broadcast television. I mean, I get commercials during sports, but mostly if I can't stream a TV show, I'm probably not going to watch it. But, yeah, I got to get out of here. Sam's going to be home in a few minutes. His doctor appointment yesterday went great. By the way, he got an excellent bill of health. He's in wonderful shape for a little kid. He did very good, and he got a flu shot and wasn't all pissy about it. So that's always a fantastic thing as a parent when you subject your child to a vaccination and they have to deal with the needle. It's very troubling and traumatizing, but he dealt with it like a champ. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow for keep doing this stuff, keep it going, keep the flow going, and then Friday we'll definitely be doing Indiana Jones. Maybe I'll throw some Stalker in if I just need a break from Indiana Jones, and then we'll do this Battleworld stuff in the afternoon. But everybody have a good day, good evening, morning, wherever the hell you are, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Thank you for being here, and like, follow, subscribe, spread the word. We're a small channel. We don't need to have millions of people, but we want to get all the right people here. The people who enjoy the same stuff that we do. People who want to talk about this sort of stuff. I will talk about mostly anything in chat. So, feel free to come around and just shoot the shit about whatever. But we'll catch you tomorrow, people. Bye-bye.